Okay, game 8 of round 2. The Dogs take down the Titans 40-24. Dogs always looked like they had this game in the bag. Titans came back in the second half, thankfully, so it wasn't too boring, but it was a lot of tries in this one. And we'll start off with Tino. So he had the Pangai Junior sort of rotation this week, so he played the first 20, came on 10 minutes later in the first half. Second half he came off for a rest and then came back on in the second half again, so that he used 4 different changes were just on him, which is quite funny. So hopefully that doesn't happen going forward, because that probably messes up the rotation for the other Titans players. But it just seemed like once the Titans had a sniff of making a comeback, they just needed Tino to get back out on the field, which is completely fair enough. And if you're looking at Tino, he's a guy that is going to be fantasy relevant this year. He's going to get the minutes. I think, he's one of the best players in their team, and he's kicked it off with a 75 in 54 minutes. I think going forward, he's probably going to average 55 to 60 minutes. And he will probably average around that 55 point mark. And I just think, I mean, if you're looking to upgrade to a mid gun right now, it is going to be Payne Haas. But Tino is someone we definitely need to keep an eye on, although he will be playing Origin. He's priced at 54, so it's tough to see him being worth a buy at the moment. But if we just do this, if we look at his numbers from 2023, he averaged 58.7 and 62.6 minutes. If we put that down to under 70 minutes, it's still, he can almost score. Let's say at his best he can score at 0.95 points per minute. So he's someone, if he has a few low games, I think we'll need to look at picking him up. Both for more, 69 points in 80 minutes, very impressive. 3 offloads to hand, 2 turnover tackles, the unsustainable kind of stats, but he was looking to make some nice offloads there, and he did. He's very similar to Dylan Lucas. I think at the end of the season we're going to want both of those guys in our centres. It's just a case of when we can jump on. I don't think we can jump on just now. We'll need to wait for them to hopefully drop a bit of cash. I'm not too sure how that's going to happen, because they are both very consistent 50-point scorers. But definitely need to target these players and get them in, Lucas and Fermor, so we can start them in our centres, because I think they'll be the 2 best scoring centres over the season. Marnie, after a very bad score in round 1, he's come back with a 59, scores a try, still got those missed tackles in his base. Wouldn't be looking to buy him. He's still losing money, and his break-even's 51. But if he can have another low game, drop his price into something with a 5 in front of it, I think he's someone we should definitely have a look at after their bye, which is in round 6. So in round 7 we could potentially see have a go at Reed Marnie. Jamin Salmon scores a try, plays 60 minutes and 59 points. Man, that would have been nice at the start of last season. Not too sure how he's done this, really. He was such a bad fantasy scorer last season. Or average, he wasn't too bad. He did make money, so I don't want to slag him off too much. But just definitely a huge avoid for me. He's not going to be playing that 60 minutes every week. I think he pushed out to the edge to cover the Kickow injury. I think going forward we'll be looking at that 40-minute role and averaging around 30 to 35 points. So definitely a strong avoid for me. Kickow, he's going to be out for about a month, so he's an instant sell. Unfortunate, because he did have a nice score with some nice offloads there, but unfortunately he's going to be a sell, just like Zach Hosking. Max King, 56 points in 50 minutes. That's fairly standard from him. If he didn't have that try saver, that would be about what we expect from Max King. So you're basically paying for what you get here. If you own him, happy days, hold on, but I wouldn't be looking to buy. Same goes for Preston. He got a try here, 53 in 80 minutes. Owners will be hoping for a little bit more. I think he played a bit of the game at centre though, because Crichton moved to 5'8", so you can probably write this game off a little bit as he played a bit at centre. I'd be holding if I did own him. The only reason I'd trade him is to get Payne Haas, but then again, I'm not sure I would recommend that. The Dogs look pretty good. I think Preston can hit some 60s and 70s in the very near future. And in terms of buying, I wouldn't look to buy just yet. I think we want to see one big score out of him first, or a decent game where he just plays we want to see him play 80 minutes on the edge. Don't want to see him get taken off early. But yeah, it's promising that he did get the 80, even though there was a few injuries, so that could be the cause of that. But give it another week, and then maybe Preston's a guy we can probably look at after their round 6 bye as well. Josh Curran, 50 points with a try in 39 minutes. Probably would have had it's weird, I thought he would have had a few more minutes here, but maybe just easing back into the season. It is his first game. But yeah, price at that 600k mark, I would not be going there. Same goes for Montoya. Scores a try with a 47. Played at the Titans, who were pretty bad in the first half, where he racked up most of his attacking stats. I wouldn't be going there. We consistently seen him average 29 to 30 points as a winger over the past few years, so yeah, that's what you're going to get from him. But he does have the potential to score like this with a try. Jaden Campbell scraped his way up to 46. He was on 13 at half time, I believe, and so 33 points in the second half when the Titans looked a lot better. They looked like how we're expecting them to be for the rest of the season, hopefully. So I am an owner of Jaden Campbell, and I'm 100% holding. I don't even have a single thought to sell him. The best things here are that, yes, he's goal kicking. He kicked a few good ones from the sideline as well, so looks like he's been practicing, which is nice. Very healthy kick meter numbers, almost 400 kick meters, which is just exactly what we were looking for when we bought this guy. Healthy tackle numbers. It's just the run meters are down a little bit. They didn't have much ball in the first half, so I would say those run meters are going to come up, and the tackle breaks and offloads will come with that. So yeah, I'm thinking Campbell can be a 60-point average player if the Titans can just get it right, which I think they can. It's just going to be it could be a bit of a bumpy ride to start with, but I think he can be a season-long keeper. The fact that he's playing in the halves and you can start at wing fullback is very helpful. And yeah, just give him some time to come good, I would say. If you don't own him, I would just be leaving him alone for now. Wait till he possibly drops a little bit more money, and he could be someone you target. Now Sexton, he's going to be he could have a little bit of an uptick in playmaking role now that Burton's out, although Drew Hutchison could just come in and sort of nullify that a little bit. So Sexton is one. I think if Burton was out a little bit longer, maybe we could have a look at him, but I just don't think. Burton only played a third of that game, and Sexton only comes away with a 44. It's marginal. There's nothing really that screams that we need to jump on him here. He's not kicking goals. I think if he was, it would be a different conversation. But yeah, I think you can just ignore Sexton there. Same as Connor Tracy. Scores a try, scores a 42. It's fairly standard. He's not going to average 48. I would say more closer to 40, and that's about where he's priced. So wouldn't go there. Same for Fafita. Scores a try, 40-pointer. Already way too expensive to look at here. Sam Verrills played the 80 minutes at hooker, so probably not everyone was expecting that. Probably people were thinking maybe 60 to 70 minutes, and Randall covers the rest of the minutes at hooker. But going forward, if Verrills can replicate this, I think he's someone we may need to look at. If we just quickly look at his 80-minute hooker average, I think it'll be somewhere like 47. Let's go here, 48.7. So yeah, if he can lock down this role, I think he'd be someone worth buying. Priced at 37 points. If he can average that high 40s mark, I think he'd be someone we could look to jump on, but not just yet. I think we want to see it a few more times before jumping on there. Fodawaker, 54 minutes. I think that's a healthy amount of minutes for him, but he could be the one to lose out. If Tino gets an extra 5 minutes, that might come off Fodawaker. Not too sure, but he's another guy where if he is playing this 55-minute role, he could definitely be someone worth looking at. You'd expect him to score maybe 45 to 50 points in that time. Yes, he had 5 missed tackles here, but the base is really strong. I think he has lost money and his break-even's 43, so just like Verrills, I think watch for another week. Let's just see that rotation, see how many minutes everyone gets after another week, and he's one I've got on my watch list. Phil Sami, same as Fafita, just priced out of any value, and I wouldn't be going there. Same goes for Khan Pereira, 2 tries, only scores the 36, and that's about where he's priced. It says he's injured as well. I don't recall him getting injured though. Kurt Mann, just the 33 minutes, wouldn't be going there. Stephen Crichton, he's goal kicking now, so he'll be goal kicking for about the next month. I assume he'll stay playing centre and won't move to 5/8, but even so, he's lost almost 40k, his break-even's 37. I don't think it's worth jumping in on him, but in saying that, you add the goal kicking, that could add about 7 points to his projected average. I think I may take a little deeper dive into him later in the week if we once we see the Dogs lineup and just confirm whether he's someone that we need to look at or not. But initial thoughts, probably not. Just he's a good player and a good NRL player, but his gameplay doesn't really convert to fantasy stats since he's left Penrith. Keeney, 33 points in 80 minutes, so I'd be a little bit more concerned about Keeney. Way down on where he's priced, and his price is free falling. But the difference between him and Campbell is that he doesn't have the goal kicking and he doesn't have the kick meters, and he has to rely on run meters and attacking stats, and the Titans may just be lacking a bit of that early season, so he's one you could potentially jump off, but also you could give him another week because he can score you a 60 to 70 pointer out of nowhere. He's such a dynamic young player. So yeah, if you just did start with him, if there's a guy you want to jump onto, a Ponga, then possibly consider that. But one I might want to look into for later in the week as well. Tupanua, he might be starting on edge now that Kikau's out. It could be him, it could be Salmon or Curran. We'll just have to wait and see. But Tupanua's stats on an edge aren't the greatest. He's already priced at that 466k. He does have a fairly low break even, so he's not the most appealing option, but possibly could be one to look at depending on where he's named, but for initial thoughts, probably not. He's just gonna go back to this role where he's scoring mid-30s points. It's not very appealing at all. Harry Hayes probably going to be out of the side possibly not, because Saluka Fafita probably fallen out of favour, and Sam Hughes is also out, so Hayes may retain a spot, but he's unfortunately priced too expensive, and for this role it's not worth jumping on. Brian Kelly, losing money, wouldn't be looking at him right now, too expensive. Brimson, he looked pretty good in attack, but just not very good in defence. Had a few decent kick meters. I think his kicks were he was forced into it where Campbell just wasn't in the right position to make the kick. So I think he's definitely the second option as the in-play kicker. Tackle numbers not too bad. 20 made for 4 missed, 4 tackle breaks and a line break. He does look very quick, very elusive, and I think if I was an owner, it's not the end of the world. I would definitely be holding on and I probably wouldn't buy this week, but as soon as we see a glimpse of him, scoring anything above 40, I'd be looking to jump on, to be fair, because he's going to get that duel soon, and we know when the Titans are firing, Brimson will be scoring 50 and 60 points, so at that price, he's someone to keep a sharp eye on. Cleese Haas, 67 minutes on an edge for just 31 points. He's too expensive to be looking at, and I would not be going there. Jolliffe, only 28 minutes, way too expensive. Bronson Sherry, losing money, just not much of a fantasy relevant player these days, and I wouldn't be going there. Big news here, Dave Fifita only comes on for 31 minutes in the second half. Honestly couldn't believe it. The Titans were getting smashed. Dogs was scoring more points than the clock was moving, and the two players they bring on were Jolliffe and Chris Randall instead of David Fifita. So I don't know what Desi's thinking there, but just like the Warriors rotation last week, it just did not work, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Fifita come on in the first half. I mean, any Titans fan would be screaming for it surely, but fantasy-wise, he has already lost 43k in just 1 week. His break-even's 81, so what we'd love to see is a few more games like this. He drops down to 600k, and then if he does make it into the starting side, or even if he does get that 60-minute role, I think he'll be a screaming buy that we would all need to get as soon as possible. But for now, don't even look at him. Matt Burton, injured, so he's out for 3 to 6 weeks, I think, possibly on the lower side of that. 23 points in 27 minutes, so he was going along nicely as well, so it does hurt if you're an owner. But as soon as he's back, once he plays a couple games, he'll be down to hopefully about 600k, and I think he will be a very strong buy that we will need to look at. But yeah, can just leave him alone for now. Blake Wilson, standard winger game, 23 and 80 minutes, wouldn't be going there. Chris Randall, low minutes, wouldn't be going there. And then these guys are just getting, the crumbs minutes with the crumb scores, so wouldn't be looking at any of them. But yeah, there you go. Eat, sleep, fantasy, repeat, and I will see you for the next video.